up, guys? Welcome back to the weekly Web Up. Before we get into this, we want to say we are almost to 800 subscribers.
So close.
797. Like, what's the deal?
Please, God.
You guys don't like comics? Don't like movies? Like, come on.
You don't
Subscribe
like
to the
that
channel.
face?
Look at it.
I think there's no depth perception in this camera, but I was pointing to your face.
Oh, you were pointing to mine?
His
Okay,
face.
cool.
But, all right, so the leading story we want to rock off with is Deadpool is headed back to theaters. Yeah, the bad boy's out on Blu-ray, but it looks like it's out to theaters.
Been out on Blu-ray.
Been out on Blu-ray. And to do a PG-13 version called perfectly titled.
Grace Randolph, you won.
Once Upon a Deadpool. So, with this announcement, it's about a PG-13 headed back of Deadpool 2, headed back to theaters.
My first thoughts, thanks for asking, James, are that, one, you do not get to reap the benefits of the film fantasy draft.
That's bullshit.
With whatever money it makes, because it is not technically the same film.
Oh.
And two, what a wrench in the plan they decided to throw. Like, just a bunch of dicks. You know, it's like, oh, we got this crowded-ass area already in December. Let's just throw us in the mix. You know, it's kind of cheap, if you ask me.
Maybe to fuck with.
It's like re-releasing Titanic in theaters. Come on now.
Josh, what do you think about Deadpool 2 headed back to theaters? PG-13, that is.
Lame.
Don't care.
Say it into the mic.
I don't care, John.
I'm kind of drunk.
What is I don't care?
Hey, Jim. Jim. Can I call you Jim? I'm going to call you Jim. Jim, my thoughts on Once Upon a Deadpool is, and that's pretty much what I think about. Yeah.
That's all I have to really say
That's
about
all
that.
I really...
I don't know, like, they said, like, since 2006, where they were trying to get the actual Deadpool movie
PG-13?
Yeah, PG-13.
They're trying to get it PG-13?
PG-13.
I know, Ryan Reynolds had to work so hard to get that PG-13 rating.
No, he never wanted it, and then he cracked under this, but I guess it's for a good cause, because they said $1 from every ticket sold for this Once Upon a Deadpool.
It's nice then for every $15 ticket they sell, yeah.
Yeah, and then that's exactly what I said.
Hey,
like,
in Richmond Theater, it's only $5.
$5. That's a big
theater
percentage.
Blows.
Ouch. Anyways,
it does. Come on.
It's going to a good cause because instead of fuck cancer, they're actually calling it fudge cancer.
That's not even a euphemism for
wait a minute.
cancer.
Is he getting any kind of money from this?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd like to see some royalties.
Yeah, fudge. Yeah. Fudge.
But yeah, don't confuse
that
it with ass
time ago.
cancer. It's not ass cancer. It's not like butthole cancer. It's just cancer in general. But yeah, good cause. Why not? But I mean, here's the thing: it didn't cost that much money for them to like re-edit this and distribute it. They are going to make money off this.
Yeah,
well, it seems like a bold strategy.
Let's see if it works out for them. But no, I mean, they're going to make money off of this, so it's not like the most philanthropic thing they could be doing. It's not like every dollar. Yeah. Why? What's the point? I don't understand.
There's supposed to be some more. They're adding footage. To
yeah,
it, right?
they're adding additional scenes, and I know the official poster came out for it, and it's hilarious. But it's got like Fred Savage is actually on it. Cool, but like I said, I just don't.
They got
see
together
the point
for
in
like a day and shot that entire little scene. What's it from? It's like parodying a movie. I can't remember. It's like Deadpool's in the bed, and then Fred Savage is by the bed.
I swear it's Princess Bride. Dude.
It might be Prince. Yeah, that might be right.
I swear it's Princess Bride. And what makes me think, too, is like because it's not really a failure because you're talking about two movies that made over $1 billion together, but the second film actually did not surpass the first one, box office-wise.
You're right, and Avengers made $2 billion.
Yeah.
So
2 weeks later.
I like how you threw that in there just for no reason.
No, I mean, they're profitable movies, don't get me wrong, but I don't understand the business sense in this, and then they're just trying to squeeze it for every last dime they can get out of it, throw in a few more scenes that cost them, a shoestring budget to shoot. But I don't understand the reason for it.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't get it.
Yeah, the donating to cancer, I thought that was really cool, but I totally agree. And I love Deadpool. Everybody knows that I fucking love Deadpool, but I didn't see why we're going to re-release it.
Is that the reason why you decided to wear a Deadpool shirt and not the CRC shirt?
That's exactly.
Yeah.
Like last week.
Oh.
You guys. Go
but
Lone Wolf.
My thing is, though, I'm wondering what the Blu-ray sales are like for Deadpool, because it's been out on Blu-ray, but the thing is, Best Buy, I think Walmart, a few other places, they all put like a bunch of movies with Deadpool on the cover of their Blu-rays.
Yeah.
And those things sold pretty like gangbusters. They went pretty well. So I'm wondering if the whole ploy here is to resell a new Blu-ray with a new shtick to it. It's like, oh, here's some added footage. Here's the PG-13 cut. Get your PG-13 cut because a lot more people are going to buy that for kids and shit like that. I'm wondering if this is really to try and add into the Blu-ray sales.
Now,
Yeah.
it's supposed to be Deadpool 2, though, right?
Yeah, it's supposed to be Deadpool.
Man,
2.
how are you going to do some of those scenes?
They're gonna cut that movie to
you're gonna,
shit.
Yeah, you're cutting like a big old chunk
it's
out
gonna
of
be
that
choppy.
movie.
And I don't know. I get it. Okay, cool. Yeah, the kids want to see Deadpool, but that's I think the beauty about Deadpool. It's a rated R film.
This
Why
feels
do you
like
have to do this?
pandering.
Yeah.
That's exactly what this feels like. Because you remember when the first Deadpool movie came around, and Grace Randolph she spearheaded the whole campaign to make a PG-13 cut of Deadpool, and she was just all up in arms because kids can't go see Deadpool. Good, fuck them. It's not for the kids. It's for the adults. It's an adult film. You know, you're gonna be like, hey, make a PG-13 cut of Pulp Fiction. No. You know, so
or Logan. It's like, oh, we want to see Wolverine.
Right.
It's like, no. That's
so I don't understand it. I don't know what person was in the boardroom and was like, well, let's just do a PG-13 cut, add a few new scenes in there, cut out a lot of shit, redistribute it to theaters for like 2 weeks, make $5 million, whatever. Call it a day. I don't understand the reason for it, especially because Fox just got bought out.
Yeah.
Well, okay, it means there's still a lot of legal red tape, but Fox, is, for all intents and purposes, it's done.
That was my other thing too. Is like what am I looking for here? To test the waters of Deadpool being an MCU film.
Yeah, I hear a lot of people talking speculation.
And I wonder. I don't know. But why this? Like why is this the testing grounds for that?
Well, like that plus also it's a movie that people's already seen.
Yeah.
So like why test the ground?
6 months ago. It wasn't even that long ago.
Exactly. Well, going back, I guess for example, Titanic. No, Die Hard. Die Hard is actually coming back for an anniversary to go back into theaters.
Of course.
But like Deadpool 2, that just came out this year.
Yeah.
It's not an anniversary.
There's no nostalgia attached to this property yet. I mean, it's pretty damn fresh.
Yeah. I don't know. They said additional scenes, but I'm not looking for anything big additional scenes wise. I'm gonna guess it's obviously with Fred Savage, maybe a new opening to it, or maybe they're making a Christmas feel kind of.
Well, it makes me also wonder because there's a lot of footage that they cut out of Deadpool 2.
But that's on the director's cut.
I mean, well, what about the scenes that you've seen like in the trailers with like Bedlam actually fighting people and stuff in the street?
Well, they just did that to trick everybody.
Well, I get that.
But what if
they
that's actually shot the scenes?
Yeah, but what if they actually shot the scene and that's supposed to be in there? So instead of killing off X-Force, this one actually has the X-Force team working together.
I mean, that'd be cool, but it's not really a re-release because it would be an entirely different film almost, wouldn't it?
Yeah, and
I
I don't know.
Change the aspects, but the thing is they haven't mentioned that they haven't changed.
I mean, hell, when that thinking, then you'd be like, they shot all these with a plan to re-release it as a PG-13 at one point.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a lot of foresight. I don't know. I don't really care. I've seen the movie. I'm not going to be seeing this in theaters. I really don't want to. I don't care to see it.
Yeah, and I mean, I love Deadpool too, but I mean, December is a stacked year. Obviously, I have a baby coming up too around that time, so
I got a birthday, we got Christmas, we got Aquaman, we got Mary Poppins, we got Mortal Engines, we got Bumblebee.
Your movies are way more important than his baby.
Sherlock Holmes and Watson, whatever it's
He's
called.
trying so hard to push that movie.
Holmes and Watson, everybody go watch Holmes and Watson.
I don't know. It just, bad timing and definitely within the year of the release of the movie. That's just kind of weird to me.
Yeah, it is odd. It just feels
cool
like
cause, but yeah.
It stinks of just greed. That's what it stinks of to me. I mean, you can say $1 of every ticket, but I mean, there are places that
and I'm not
$15 on a ticket,
And I'm not saying Ryan Reynolds had any. I don't know if there's like a contract thing, but he's been telling them since 2006, like, no, I don't want to do a PG-13 Deadpool. All right, we're doing this. He said under 2 circumstances that they donated to charity and they kidnapped Fred Savage. So I don't know if it's just the studio has been up his ass and was just like, hey, we want a PG-13, try to test that water. It's like, all right, fuck it, we'll do it. Now leave me alone. Yeah. And here it is. But like you said, just bad timing. But moving on to that, we go into the DC universe, which we have the HBO Watchmen series has officially cast Jeremy Irons. I know back in June he was in talks to star in there, and obviously around that time we had Justice League and all that good stuff. That he is actually
who can
Alfred.
even keep track anymore?
Yeah. So Jeremy Irons is cast in HBO thing. Josh, I'll leave with you, man. I mean, what do you think of this? And he's actually cast as
Ozymandias.
There we go.
I'm going to still watch it because I like Watchmen, but my main thing is, and we started talking about it, but I didn't want to jump into it. But my main thing is I feel like Watchmen is not something that you add on to. Like, I mean, I'm into Doomsday Clock because I feel like there could be something that's cool that happens with it, but for the most part, like when they did the before Watchmen comic book storyline, it was pointless. I didn't need it. I didn't want it.
No one gave a shit.
Watchmen works with just this one self-contained story. That one, I think it was like, how many issues was it on total?
12?
Yeah, I think it's like 12 issues. But like just that, like that's all you need.
Even Alan Moore himself is like, leave my shit alone. Stop messing with it.
Yeah, and I just so part of me like I'm going to watch it just because I'm intrigued. I am interested in finding out exactly what they think is a good idea. But for the most part, I feel like it's just milking a cow that's already there's nothing else in there. It's tapped out. It's dried.
And that's the thing for me. They're doing a TV show on HBO, right? Like it's a series, right? And then if you go back and look at how much money the first Watchmen movie made, it wasn't all that much. It's not like there's a huge following or like a huge clamoring for like, we want more Watchmen. We had the movie. We're moving on. So the only thing I can think of, what you're talking about, he's doing Veach, who's an older version, Jeremy Irons, he's an older version of Ozymandias. What are you doing? What kind of...
It has to be something that follows Watchmen, something that was
but
never
my thing is they're gonna be
anything.
introducing Mime, Marionette, the new Rorschach, because Rorschach died. There's no way you're gonna tell me they're doing a Watchmen series without Rorschach. He's a fan favorite character. So they're gonna be putting these Doomsday Clock characters in, and honestly, Doomsday Clock is just no one cares about that either. I mean, every 2 months that issue comes out, people talk, but you never hear anything great about it. You don't hear anybody go, "Oh, I'm loving Doomsday Clock, that new issue, holy shit!"
Nobody's jacking off and coming all over their face for it.
Well, that was a little extreme.
Shatterstar?
Oh yeah, I mean,
Shatterstar.
Shatterstar, yeah. It's like, oh my god, he's a fucking landlord.
We're finally sitting on issues of Doomsday Clock. Like, we have issues on the rack of Doomsday Clock. When that first came out, no. Now no one fucking cares.
It's because it's 12 issues that come out every 2 months. It makes no fucking sense.
It's going to take 2 years to fucking come out.
I don't know, like, who was it? Damon Lindelof. Yeah, and he did, like, Lost Leftovers. Like, a while back, they did an interview talking about it's not a reboot. It's not a reboot of The Watchmen, and like you said, it's like an older...
It's a continuation.
Of Night Owl and Silk Spectre, all that stuff. But he also said it's not a reboot, it's a remix. So take what you will with that kind of quote.
So what that tells me is they're going to take elements that they like from the movie or from the book, and they're going to incorporate it, ignore other shit. I mean, it's like the New Testament of the fucking Bible. That's exactly what it's going to be.
It's kind of like the same thing with the actual Watchmen movie. Like, it was pretty much a remix of the book. I mean, the ending was different.
Yeah. About 2/3 of that were like, shot for shot remake. Yeah. But I don't understand the need for this either. I mean, it could be great. It could be awesome. But it's one of those things I'm like, there are so many other properties out there. So many untapped titles and properties that you could be making huge money on, or like
show me an irredeemable.
I was just
an
about
irredeemable TV show from HBO. I would totally. That's totally.
And that's the thing. Everyone's like, oh, but we want this built-in franchise.
Then I'd be coming all over my face.
They want this built-in franchise. They want this built-in market. But the thing is, things like Game of Thrones didn't have a huge built-in market until you made a hit TV show out of it. Everything's going to start small at some point. Take a risk on something that's not a property that you're going to bastardize the material to people who are diehard fans.
Yeah. I mean, not
everybody's like going off and getting tattoos from the Watchmen.
Yeah, you're just a science buff,
Yeah, I'm just I like hydrogen atoms.
Yeah. Well, going back into like the casting, Jeremy Irons goes along with the cast. What was Francis Fisher's on this? John Johnson, Tim Blake Nelson.
John Johnson, that's an interesting cast.
Yeah.
Tom Misson, who was actually, I was really happy with that casting because he actually played on Sleepy Hollow that got canceled, and I thought he was a really decent actor. And then you had, here we go, I told you were going to say the name when we get there.
Oh, shit. Aya Abdin Mateen 2 or something like that?
Yeah, I love how you slightly do an accent when you do that.
You have to, man. Like, how do you say that? How do you say that as like a white dude?
So, you just don't.
Abdin Mateen 2.
Without sounding racist, you just don't do it.
I have no idea if we're saying his name right, but he's actually playing Black Manta in the new Aquaman that's coming out this week.
If anyone took offense to that, but honestly,
I don't know
how you say it. Like a straight white dude.
You just can't say it.
Yeah.
That guy. That guy. Like House Arrest, Jean Smart, is that her name?
Jean Smart, yeah. I like how you said House Arrest. Like that's her number one movie.
We were talking about it before the
It's the only movie that pops up in my head that she played in.
House Arrest?
To be honest, I'm not even 100% sure on that one.
We just insulted her. But yeah, she's a little detail about her character that she's an FBI agent. So is she the main character? I don't know what this
Dexter.
But yeah, so far we know about this TV series, the little details. It does come out in 2019, but there's no specific date.
Does it take place during like the Clinton administration? That's what I want to know.
Silk Spectre.
Because the original took place during what? Reagan?
Yep.
Yeah, or was it Nixon?
No, it was Nixon. Yeah, it was Nixon.
So maybe it's the Reagan administration. I don't know. That'd be interesting.
The actor?
Yeah. Doomsday Clock takes place during the Clinton administration in the 90s, so I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
it's gonna be interesting.
I don't know, 10 episodes. It's on HBO, so I'm thinking an hour-long episodes.
Probably it's HBO.
Yeah, and with that too, going back to not doing a complete reboot, but also keeping something original and fresh. Do you think they could do like a soft reboot of flashbacks of the actual Alan Moore and all that stuff?
Well, I don't think they'll do like the Zack Snyder movie. So
No,
they'll have to recast and reshoot. I don't know. I honestly don't know what story you tell after.
Well, there is no story. That's the whole point. There's no story. It's going to end up being a lot like Jessica Jones season 2. There's no fucking story to do, so why even bother fucking touching it?
And that's my thing too. How are you going to have the budget to do Dr. Manhattan? I mean, it's going to require a huge budget.
Yeah, it's.
I don't know, HBO, man.
Yeah, but I mean,
it's not TV. It's HBO.
That's true. Home box office.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what you do. I mean, you make Dr. Manhattan the bad guy, but the dude's unbeatable. So
I don't know. I think that with Don Johnson, I was instantly like, it's kind of like the one thing that's kind of wanted me to tap out. Definitely, like I saw like the casting. I'm like, okay,
he's probably
the
old comedian. He'll be like the comedian.
No, he'll be old Night Owl. I guarantee.
Old Night Owl, yeah.
He might be old Silk Spectre.
He's just old. He's just gonna be old.
He was pretty hilarious in Django.
Django,
yeah.
I was gonna say that,
but no, I don't know. The only thing other dynamic I can think is Dr. Manhattan and Ozymandias kind of give him a Luthor Superman dynamic, where it's like he just hates him for being so, damn powerful, and maybe that's kind of your angle. But I don't know how everything fits into this. This doesn't make any sense to me. But again, could be great. They might have some idea that's super original, super great,
super gangbusters. That I might leave my house.
Making fun of me for saying gangbusters?
Yeah, I'm making fun of you for saying that.
And
jacking off and coming all over my face.
All right, so casting is underway, but have they started production date? I should have probably looked that up.
Well, I'm guessing if they're just casting, probably not.
Yeah, so I don't know. You probably really have to get in your high horse if you want this thing to release in 2019, though. So.
Well, I mean, they could do it.
10-hour-long episodes? That'd be pretty rough. I don't know.
They could do it. I mean, look at Breaking Bad.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. But anyways, going on to the next one.
I think he actually was like going back in his head and looking at Breaking Bad.
I was like,
great show.
It's a good show. And you know they're making a movie?
Yeah.
That's not a comic book movie.
So very early talk, so we'll see what happens. But anyways, moving on.
Going into this thing, and by the way, it's been a slow week too, so this could be a short podcast, but we're doing a little new segment called Avengers Watch.
Guys, we're on the scenes here on location for the newest installment of Avengers Watch. Cue the music right there, okay?
So what we're going to do is basically Avengers Watch, pretty explanatory, new details that dropped about Avengers 4. We thought we'd talk a little bit about it. And a really cool detail that dropped this week was during a Q&A, I think it was like Instagram Live, Facebook Live, something like that, Joe Russo was actually talking about Avengers 4.
Sure wasn't Anthony?
It was Joe.
Okay.
And he
Russos, bro?
He said one of the fan questions was like, how long is Avengers 4 going to be? And he said at this point it's 182 minutes right now. But that could change in post-production, so I just want to throw it out there. So you hear about Avengers 4, Untitled Avengers 4, whatever it's called. But it could be 3 hours long, Josh. What's that get you?
It gets me 3 hours of Avengers.
My ass planted
opening
comfortably in a seat for 3 hours, just having the time of my life. That's exactly how it sounds to me.
I don't know. To me, it's just not like it didn't fucking pop my top because I already assumed it was going to be about 3 hours long. Like, I already had it in my head that it's probably going to be about 3 hours long.
Well, now you've got this confirmation that right now this cut is 3 hours long. Probably going to get dwindled down to about 2 hours, 45 minutes, if I had to guess. But still, it's a lot of damn screen time.
Yeah, I mean,
how
Avengers...
How long was Infinity War?
160 minutes.
Oh, wow. Okay, so
you're talking about...
2 hours and 40 minutes.
If they were releasing right now, that'd be an additional 22 minutes. That'd be crazy. I mean...
It doesn't sound like a lot, but on a screen, that's a lot of time.
Yeah, I get that, but just... Okay, cool.
I mean, it makes... I don't know. To me, it makes sense if we're going to be dealing with all this quantum realm stuff. I mean, to really lay it out flat to where actually regular audiences understand it, and also people that know about comic books, too, to lay that out flat, I don't know. That makes sense.
I think this is more a signifier in the fact that, or the sense that, this is a cap. This is it. This is a cap to everything from 2008. This is the bookend. This is the last piece of it. Moving forward, nothing's going to be the same in the MCU. A lot of these characters might not, appear anymore, or they may not be the main focal point anymore. But like, this is it. This is the send off for like the first 10 years of Marvel.
Yeah, and the one thing too is just like. Fuck, I forgot what I was going to say. But anyways, along with that Q&A, he also talked about the stakes will be 100% higher. And I thought that was really interesting. I'm just like, how fucking you get higher than Infinity Wars?
I don't know, but I think it just had embolism. I mean, raising the stakes, here's the thing. We know Spider-Man, Black Panther, Doctor Strange, most of these guys are coming back. The main 6 characters are the ones we need to be worried about the most, I think, that survive the snap. I think there's going to be a portion of them that don't come back.
Yep. And
that's them raising the stakes, as in, this is it for them.
Yep.
What if the stakes was you find out that Tony Stark is adopted?
I saw that one coming a mile away. You got to try harder.
Oh, I knew what I was going to say.
You find out that, Tony, he dies, and Arlo takes his place.
Arlo?
What is his name?
I don't know.
You know it better than I do. Yeah.
All right, but anyways,
I'm pretty sure it's Arlo, right?
I knew what I was going to say. It was
half brother of Tony.
A 3-hour movie.
Arno.
Theatrical release of a 3-hour movie. It's pretty rare, but it's not unheard of.
Titanic.
Especially the big franchises.
Titanic.
Big franchise.
Oh, dude, is this going to be on 2 VHS tapes?
I hope so, dude.
Oh, bro, that's sick.
I hope it ends right where Scarlett Johansson's like, draw me naked.
Wearing this.
Titties.
Wearing them.
And only this. Yeah.
I don't know, for examples like what was it, Lord of the Rings? A lot of them
Return of the King.
Almost,
Holy shit,
almost 3 hours long. The Hobbit, the last movie was almost 3 hours long.
That was
I didn't like those either. You have The Dark Knight Rises, was almost 3 hours long.
Was it?
Yeah. And I'm just saying,
I can feel that one.
It's not very unheard of that big franchises go out with a bang.
But the thing is, there's so many characters.
See, that's like in my head, I was sitting here going well, I don't understand why you wouldn't. I could see them not doing it, but at the same time, it'd be stupid if you didn't.
Well, another thing too is as far as business wise, how long somebody's going to sit there for 3 hours. Don't get me wrong. Every time an MCU film ends, I'm like, fuck, I wanted more. But that was 2.5 hours already right there. So I get it, and it's more theaters you can open. I know the business side
That's
of
the thing, though. There are less showings you can have at a 3-hour runtime.
Yeah, but...
That's the business end where you're possibly cutting your profit margins by saying, look, you can only fit so many showings into one day.
Yeah.
They're going to have to play across multiple theaters at the same Cineplex, and you're going to have to just repeat. I mean, these poor people work at the theater.
But
I don't want to
turnaround time.
I don't want to talk about this, but back when I was working in the theater, the best part about it was when you had a movie that was this big.
You worked where?
I worked at a movie theater. I don't know if you know about
really?
this. Yeah, I worked at a movie theater
for
about 7 years.
That.
Yeah, it was pretty.
That's crazy.
It was pretty intense. But when a movie like Avengers would come out, and it was a really long movie, what we would do is other movies would have to suffer. So what we would do is we'd have tons more showings, and then the rest and stack them up. So then you could have as many showings possible in a day, and the other movies would have to suffer. Yeah. The other ones would get tossed in the back of the auto.
Well, not only that, but it's they got the one showing at 2. It's about the only one they'll show for the day because everything else is. Yeah, that's about the only way this movie can make a ton of money. Plus, what it'll also do is it'll probably play in theaters for 15 weeks or so. Black Panther, by God, it was in theaters the day I bought it on Blu-ray. It was still, I could go see that in theater. So you got to do that to make your money back. But I was convinced that this movie would not make nearly as much as Infinity War. I'm convinced, complete opposite. Everybody is going back to see this movie.
I was getting right into that. That's the reason why I think with the profit-wise, business-wise, you got to get so many showtimes. I don't think you have to worry about that because the hype behind this fucking film going off Infinity Wars, I don't think you're going to have any problem. And I'm saying it right now, and I even said it about the first film because nobody thought The Force Awakens was going to be. I said it on the James Eversole Jr. movie podcast. I said it on there that film was going to get fucking beat. Man,
and I
know. He just name dropped the podcast. It fills your mouth big more than your cock.
Don't know. No, you're talking about, but
nervous. I pull hairs.
I don't know. I'm even saying it now. I think Avengers 4 will beat Avengers Infinity War because it's a good release date in April. I think it's good.
That's a tough prediction, especially this far out. We don't know the name. We haven't seen a trailer. I'm gonna say it doesn't. I'm gonna say it doesn't beat its opening weekend number. I think it beats it overall.
Really?
I think it
Yeah.
will.
Dude, that thing's opening weekend was like $258 million.
I get that. I think it's going to either come damn near close or it's going to surpass.
But here's the other thing.
Here's the other thing. Because with Infinity War, yes, there was a 10-year buildup of like this is where the battle's going to be. But this actually, for one time, we actually have a legit cliffhanger. There's people who don't know the comic books, don't have the predictions that we have of like these characters not being dead. There's some people that don't follow the idea that Spider-Man has another movie coming out.
No, you're absolutely right. I get that.
There's so many people out there who legitimately, you know this because after Infinity War came out here, we had parents bringing their kids in here for us to tell them.
Who are sad,
tell their kids that Spider-Man actually is not dead.
That's what I mean. It's like you had random strangers.
There's people that want to know.
Here's my thing, though. I don't think you can beat that number because I don't know how you physically make that much more money because there are so many seats, so many showings, so many theaters. It's a finite number for all three of those things. Making that much money, it's going to be a tough order, but I think in the long run it makes more money. But here is my other prediction. This movie will break Fandango. Pre-order sales tickets, you will see nothing like this.
Yeah.
Like, you will have to order this shit as soon as you can.
Well, keep in mind, too, it's fresh. I'm talking fresh. Like, you had February, and then May was Avengers Infinity War off Black Panther. Captain Marvel will be in March. And it's coming out in April. So there's that, too, going off that hype, too. It's just like, fuck, that's right around the corner, and you keep that hype train going. Yeah, in April, there's no competition around this thing. I think it's going to be great.
Yeah, you're right. But here's my other thing, though. If Captain Marvel flops, like, if it does not go over well, if it doesn't go over well, like, here's the thing. You're putting in a lot of expectations on it. You're putting a lot of pressure on it to perform the way Wonder Woman did for DC. I don't see it happening. But its marketing campaign could ramp up after the new year and get people hyped, sure. But right now, I'm not sensing a lot of hype for this movie. And if that movie goes over as well as, like, I don't know, Thor: The Dark World or something like that, you're going to let a lot of that steam and enthusiasm out leading into Infinity War. So they better have their shit together with that movie.
But I
don't know. I think Captain Marvel is going to do pretty good. But I also think it's going to bring a whole new... it's going to bring even more fan base to it.
Right now, I think it's going to depend highly on word of mouth until this marketing campaign ramps up, and we'll see what that marketing campaign looks like.
When the first trailer dropped... I mean, and I know we use the shop as reference all the time. When that first trailer dropped... we were having so many people come in here looking for Captain Marvel stuff.
No, we had people looking for Captain Marvel stuff after the Infinity War and teaser trailer.
Well, but I'm talking we did too for after the trailer.
And don't quote me on this, but Captain Marvel, I think, don't quote me on this because this sounds really far-fetched, but I think it's true, is the Captain Marvel trailer actually had more views than Black Panther.
No way.
I swear I seen an article about that. Like I said, I'm not going to bet my house on it.
Where's the source?
I'm not going to bet my house on it.
10 minutes or something. There's no way, no fucking way.
There was like something like the first 3 days it had more views than Black Panther. It was something like that.
No way I believe that.
So I'll find the article, but I know they're talking about that.
I have seen that trailer twice, and I honestly can't even remember it that well because honestly that trailer did not do a lot for me.
What?
It didn't.
You're weird.
I'm not saying I didn't like the trailer. I'm saying it didn't do much. It wasn't like when the first Civil War trailer dropped. I remember it. It was the first Civil War trailer dropped, and I probably watched that thing 10 fucking times. I mean, I broke that trailer down like a motherfucker.
Let's do this real quick. Let's do this real quick.
Infinity War, same thing. How many times I watched the Infinity War
trailer? Yeah, but you're
trailer?
talking about those, like... Okay, let's talk about, like, solo, films.
Iron Man 3. I watched the shit out of those trailers.
Really?
Yeah, I did. I was so excited about that.
Performance-wise, what do you... Like, out of all the MCU movies, where do you see this movie mostly placing?
As far as quality or money?
I'm talking about, like, just... Yeah, money.
Oh, money. I was going to... add to what you said too is if you're an MCU film, to this point you're almost guaranteed $400 million. I was
gonna say, I think this one is probably gonna do about Doctor Strange money.
Yeah.
See, and I think
I feel
like there might be some hype on it just for the fact that a lot of people want to know. Like there's a lot of people who don't understand what was exactly on.
Right, and there's still a lot of people who don't know it was Captain Marvel. So you're gonna have to find a way to get people who saw that to register with them when they watch that trailer. Go, holy shit, that's connected to this. Okay, that's gonna be a tall order. But I don't see this movie making ridiculous money. I don't see it hitting Wonder Woman numbers at all. And I'm not a fan of the Wonder Woman movie. I mean, we talk about it, but I don't see it making that much money.
Well, keep in mind too, it's like the Captain Marvel, like that. Like the Thor Ragnarok teaser. It didn't get me hyped. The first trailer where they started playing the immigration song and all that stuff, that got me fucking hyped. But that was the first official trailer.
So the teaser trailer, which is usually like 45 seconds to a minute, we have a full legit length trailer.
They still call it a
Captain
teaser,
Marvel.
though.
It's like a minute and a half long.
I'm just saying they still.
All right.
Well,
Call
you
it a
can't
teaser.
remember too much from it, so.
Yeah, but I remember it being about a minute and a half long. And
They still call it a teaser. Just
Honestly,
like
the only thing that stuck out to me about that trailer was seeing her with the mask on, flying through space.
Yeah.
Other than that, I don't remember much.
and the other thing
And you
too.
act like I'm shitting on Carol Danvers. I love Carol Danvers. I'm just the trailer
you're
didn't
shitting
do a
on,
lot.
Yeah, you're just shitting on because it's not your Carol Danvers.
I like Miss Marvel better, but I'm just saying the trailer itself did not wow me.
Yeah, it wowed me.
I was gonna say another side of that, like a teaser that wowed me. A teaser that wowed me was the Run the Jewels Black Panther. I thought that was better than the first official trailer for Black Panther. But that was also like a 2-minute teaser. It was crazy.
I don't even remember that trailer.
But okay, so the other thing along with that Q&A with Joe Russo, he actually said back in October, which I meant to bring up in the last time we were talking about Avengers, was they were casting Mourner.
Oh, we should just call this the Infinity Watch. Why didn't we just do that?
God damn it.
Fuck.
You
Change
guys
it.
fucking suck.
Change it.
We're
Edit,
now on Infinity
edit,
Watch.
Cut it out. We're Infinity Watch.
Okay, well, sorry, go ahead.
But
Wait
yeah,
a minute, wait.
Shut up.
Okay, go ahead.
was that they were casting Mourners. So are we? Does that
Wait, in Infinity War?
No, in Avengers 4.
Oh, man.
So that
They're
just-
casting mourners.
Yeah.
As in people at a funeral.
at a
Yeah.
funeral. So that just hurts me.
Well,
But
Tony
keep in
Captain-
mind, everybody got fucking dusted at the end of it. Could it be like
Yeah,
Aunt
it could
May
just be
at
like
a funeral?
No, it could be like a giant collective funeral for all the people who just,
Yes.
it's like, hey, there's half the fucking world just got wiped
Yeah.
out. We're going to have like a one big collective funeral for everybody. Could be something like that. Hopefully it's not like character specific.
Yeah. So
I think so. I think
Yeah.
this has to end with like
If you
one
do,
big
then it is
character
going to
dying.
be, it's got to be Captain America because his funeral back right at post-Civil War, I mean, he did not die in Civil War, people. He died after Civil War. But his funeral, shit, man. Like, talk about feels moments in comic books. That one hurt. Because it brought, it was at a time where there's during the registration, where you had your underground heroes who were, like, illegal. They paused that shit, like, come to Cap's funeral. We're good. We're going to put this on pause.
Yeah.
And now, like, oh, man, I get chills thinking about that issue. So good.
wait, you Josh?
What do you
Are
mean?
you worried?
Oh, I
Hitting
heard,
the feels, man?
did it hit me in the feels? Cap's funeral? I think it.
No, not Cap's funeral. Like Mourners getting casted. What's your thoughts on that?
I think that it's pretty much what we just said. It's either going to be for one big huge collective thing, or they did say that the stakes were 100% higher. So I do feel like somebody is going to die. There's going to be
Yeah.
somebody who dies, like legitimately, and it's going to be a big character. It's not going to be Quicksilver.
Be Hawkeye.
Well, yeah. Well,
Hawkeye for sure, I think, bites the dust.
I think it has to be a big character too, like
Yeah.
a big character.
I want to first get your guys' thoughts on that little quote. Now I'm going to throw this in here. The kid from
Hey, don't
Iron-
throw stuff in here. This is a comic book shop.
Yeah. You guys were throwing fucking buttons at each other.
Come on, man.
before
Why
I-
did you just rat us out?
Yeah, I know, right?
So,
Well, the boss is going to fire us.
but I'm going to throw this little thing in here too. And so the little kid from Iron Man 3 was actually seen.
How would you feel if you played Iron Lad?
Didn't we talk about this in the last podcast? Where we
I
talked
don't
about
know.
Kate Bishop?
Yeah, but he was
I brought
actually
up
part
Ty
of this.
Simpkins,
He
yeah.
was actually part of these mourners, though. That was actually seen in the set.
Oh, that's what he was?
Yeah, he was seen with the group. So that kind of hurts me. too.
That
I'm like,
makes me
oh,
think Tony.
Tony.
Yeah.
So
Ooh.
It'd be really cool to find out his last name is actually like Richards, though, and he's fucking Kang as a kid.
oh,
That'd be kind of cool, right?
That would be kind of cool. But, yeah, if he's out there, it has to be Tony. Right? Because he's
Why
the only one
do
who
you have
knows
such a
Tony.
shit-eating grin on your face right now?
No.
you just know how much this hurts you.
Hey, it's either he dies or he's adopted. Which one do you want?
I think the better thing you do... These aren't your only two options.
I'm just saying. Those are the two options I'm giving you. Would you rather him be adopted or dead?
I'm just glad you're not working on the movie. So, I think...
Hey, guys, okay, so Tony's going to either be adopted or dead.
The mourners.
Everybody, vote.
I think the smarter thing to do is have Tony have his chance to kind of ride off in the sunset, retire, do whatever, and then you're not kind of hamstringing any future writers or directors to say, I really want to use Iron Man in this movie for whatever reason, but I can't because he killed him off. The smarter idea is to just let him kind of go off in the sunset, and then if any writer, any movie later comes on later and they want to be able to use Iron Man, there you go, you can.
Yep.
You gotta just, hey, Robert Downey Jr., here's $20 million to come film for like a week. And that's all you gotta do. Cap, I can see killing off Cap. It's a precedent in the comic books. It's also a huge, he's kind of the galvanizing force behind the Avengers. That's a huge blow to morale for the Avengers team, but it also gives them a reason to rally. Tony, I think you let him retire.
Yep.
Or he dies. Because also, think about it like this way, right? The Spider-Man suit's black. What if he's in mourning over Tony? Everybody who Tony touches, they're like wearing black now.
That's a little far-fetched.
So Tony is dead. You know what else is far-fetched?
You've just convinced me you are not a good writer.
Dead. I'm actually just trying to get him pissed off.
You're not going to piss me off. Here's another thing I do want from the movie. I know we haven't really talked about it, but one thing I do want from the movie, which Infinity War did not have time to do, but if you can do this with a 3-hour window, one thing I want to do is I want to get a sense of the world, not just from the perspective of the Avengers, but just like the average people living in the world of the MCU.
That's what I think you open with.
Yeah, I want to get an idea. How do they feel about this? How are they viewing the Avengers? Lost? Are they fuck you guys? You guys were supposed to protect us. You failed, or is it like, oh, you guys lost people too? We lost people. I want to know how the world is functioning post snap.
Yeah.
I would like to see those moments. I don't want to see quick montages. I'd like to see some time devoted to building the world post snap. I think it could be a really interesting look at the MCU because it's not something they've done much in the MCU. It's very character centric always, so you don't get an idea too much of the people who live in this world. I think this would be a good opportunity to explore that.
How crazy would it be if they skipped, a few years down the road, right? And it gets to where they're older.
That's why.
And then people are actually happy. Because he talks.
Everybody
has full bellies. Right? Everybody has full bellies.
He did hashtag did nothing wrong.
What were you gonna say though?
Oh, I was going to say, we even tackled a little bit about that, about the people of Wakanda. Like, how do they feel about what's going on with T'Challa and how he's, leading
we got a little
Asgardians and Asgards. Like, how do they feel about that?
Does
shit
Valkyrie
like that.
come back? Korg, are they going to be thrown into the mix of this movie? Which probably, but yeah. I don't know. I do want to see some time devoted to just seeing how the world reacts to this. Not just the Avengers, but how do the people react to the Avengers having, quote-unquote, failed.
Yeah. All right, so that's all we had for Infinity Watch, but we'll keep you up to date on that each week. But, Jake, we're going to hop on a little thing called the
Cosmic Treadmill. We're going to quickly go things whiz past us.
So fucking stupid. I love the fact that he can't fucking remember what it's called, so you have to get you to fucking
No, I tried timing it last time when we fucked it up, and you're fucking it up now.
We got pointed out, cock.
Yeah.
So the first thing we're leading with is Marvel. Disney actually announced with their Disney Play service, it's official. Loki will be the first limited series for their Disney Play streaming service.
Cool. Feels like we've already kind of talked about this.
Yeah,
before.
I know. We feel like
we talked about
week.
Falcon and all that.
It's confirmed now. Cool. Interested to see what they do. It's got to be a prequel. It has to be.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I don't want to bring Loki back from the dead again.
Yeah. Josh.
No, I don't want to bring him back from the dead either. No, we just talked about it, and we already kind of said what we feel about it. Now that it's confirmed, it's kind of cool, but also, we still don't know if it's a live action or if it's animated, but it has to be a prequel.
I'm pretty sure it's live action, and that tells me they're here to play, man. What this is to me is a signifier. They're changing the landscape of television.
Yep.
That's what they're going to be attempting to do.
Yeah, Tom Hiddleston even went on Twitter to say, there's a lot more mischief at hand. So I thought that was cool. I definitely think it's a live action.
Yeah.
Never doubted that for a minute. I think also too.
Dude, we're going to be getting Hot Toys based off these TV series now. Fuck yeah! All right.
And then
I'm excited, man.
There was a whole week that Thor was nowhere near Loki during the Grandmaster thing. So that'd be cool.
2 weeks.
Was there 2 weeks?
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
So yeah, 2 weeks. Fuck it.
Maybe it's all on Sakar, just him fucking having a blast.
Maybe he did a little. I don't know. Maybe he did a little mission for the Grandmaster or something, get in his favor. Who knows? But yeah, it'd be cool to see that.
That plus also, how long was Thor pretty much on the road? Road worn Thor.
In
the beginning when Loki between the
yeah, there's gonna be something between that too.
I gotta imagine it's been a couple of years.
Yeah, because he sends away his father, and then
all the questions will be answered when Loki is on the limited
Maybe that's
series.
what it is. Maybe it's what he was doing as King of Asgard.
I know, right? That'd be dope as fuck.
There you go, all the series. But
hop back on that treadmill.
Yeah, I'm gonna lead this one off. So the Walking Dead finale. I'm not gonna call it the finale, the Rick finale. And I know how excited you guys are about this.
Yay.
He's getting a drink. So with Sunday's episode of The Walking Dead, it was the last time we were going to see Rick Grimes on the TV series, and I'm just gonna say it kind of fucking sucked. There were some of them I think they was really cool, but some of them it's just it's the whole show overall is how this finale went. You have so much potential, but you don't fucking execute it.
Yeah.
That's what sucks about it. The one thing I had a problem with was I liked the what's his face that played Herschel that passed away recently. That was a very emotional scene. I thought they nailed that. But the throwback variant cover of Robert Kirkman, where all the dead bodies and everything are around. I don't even know the chick's name that's on Star Trek now, but they should have had Glenn. That should have been Glenn in that scene. That would have been such an emotional scene. And Jake already got to it. Very end, Rick survives. It's like that just seemed like a cheap grab for viewers. Yeah, I'm just like, and then they announced 3 fucking movies afterwards. I'm like, what are we doing here? I mean,
didn't they build this shit up to basically be the death of Rick Grimes?
Exactly.
I mean, that's kind of like how everything was.
It was cheap. I felt cheated. After I was done, Jessica was like, how'd that feel? And I'm like, I feel cheated. That was fucking stupid. Yeah. I'm just like, I didn't like it. Yeah, they're making movies. Cool. You should just announce that.
TV movies, by the way.
Yeah, it's going to be on AMC, not in theaters, nothing like that, like the Breaking Bad's supposed to be. So, who knows? But, Jake, I know you don't watch The Walking Dead, but even you said.
It's cop out. Yeah, I mean, what a fucking ploy. Good job. Way to fool your viewers. But, hey, I'm not too mad. Walking Dead sales are actually up because the show's so shitty. People are like, I want to read the comic
God
now
damn it.
instead.
I hate when he takes the words out of my mouth. I mean, the show is, not doing so hot right now. There's a lot of piss-off fans and stuff, but it seems like the comic book sales are going back up.
Yeah.
There for a while, it kind of died out.
Oh, yeah, it really did for a while.
I say stick with the comics.
Now we can't keep up. We can't keep up on the orders like the Walking Dead comics.
Yeah. Well, they talk about they have no original ideas. It's like fucking follow the comic material. That's
have
what
to
the
be coming
TV
up
show
damn
doesn't.
near close now. All I gotta do is introduce Princess.
What is this,
They even got to the
9?
whispers. They keep jumping to they even got to the whispers. I don't know, but anyways, we'll see what happens with the show. But I was fucking pissed about it. Aquaman reviews. Early reviews are coming in that says it is a winning comic
Adaptation.
You know it.
Well, Batman
Think
v
I'll be
Superman got a standing ovation.
Yeah. So this is gonna be great.
I don't take early reactions as anything. They don't mean anything. No one gives a shit.
Yeah, I don't.
Oh, and I forgot to throw in there. And they released a slate of character posters.
Right.
I didn't know if you wanted to.
Well, I still hate the fact that they have built-in abs on the fucking suit.
It makes no fucking sense.
It looks so. It just looks terrible.
Horrible Photoshop, by the way.
Look.
The suit just looks awful with
Mira
Jason
looks
Momoa's
great.
head on there.
Yeah, Mira looks great. Nicole
Ocean
Kidman
Master
looks
doesn't
great.
look too bad.
Orm looks awesome. Dolph Lundgren looks a little off to me, but that's maybe because I know it's Dolph Lundgren. But
it's Punisher. You're like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, or it's the dude from Rocky. I forget his name.
Khal Drogo?
Yeah, Drago. Yeah.
There you go.
But I don't know. I don't put any stock into early screenings. Don't care what the reactions are because they are almost completely wrong. And then the photos, whatever, they're fine. They're very photoshopped.
My man. I don't know. This movie looks like it's gonna be visually, it's gonna be fun, but I don't really have high hopes on this movie. I think it's gonna do better than Justice League, but
I don't think it'll make as much money as Justice League.
You don't think it's gonna make as much money?
No. I think it's getting suffocated by the other movies around it.
That's true. I forgot to take that in consideration. Yeah. But I don't know. It looks like there's certain scenes where I'm like, oh, this looks pretty cool.
And then Jason Momoa pops up. And
then Jason Momoa pops up and he opens his fucking mouth. And he's just like, man, that's crazy.
And it's not like I have anything against the guy. I think Jason Momoa seems like
he's
really
a cool
rad
dude.
Totally agree.
Yeah, but just Aquaman.
You're not Arthur Curry. It's not Arthur Curry.
It's not.
No, I've said this millions of times before. It just seems like when he's filming, it's not like he's playing a character or anything. It's just like they just go,
James Wan, do it, Jason Momoa. What would you do, Jason?
I chug this beer and I throw a tomahawk.
Yeah, you like that? All right, we're keeping.
All right, cool. I'm in.
All right, we're gonna work that in.
Character posters wise, Black Manta looks badass. The other ones I couldn't really care for.
I don't like Black Manta's suit.
Except
we don't like anything apparently.
Except Orm. Orm I thought was the best character poster. If I was walking through the theater and I see him, I'm like, damn. That would catch my fucking eye. I really like that.
That should have been your Arthur Curry. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I mean, Patrick Wilson's
a badass actor.
Yeah. He's way better.
Love it. But
he would.
As far as early reviews, they've already kind of tackled it. They said Deadpool 2 sucked. It was horrible. It was a mess and everything else. The movie was fine. So there's a complete opposite of that.
Justice League got really good early screenings.
Exactly. Standing ovation. Suicide Squad was, it's going to get DC back on track. Justice League, best team-up movie. No, fuck early reviews. I don't care about it. So... moving on to the other one is Thomas Hayden
I did
Church.
want to say real quick, though.
Okay.
Black Manta's costume. I do like the look of the helmet.
Of
a
the
lot.
helmet.
Yeah, but the rest
The
of the body
body-
don't seem to
Exactly.
go good
Thank
with
you.
it.
Something
Thank
about
you.
it doesn't
It
look.
looks like a
kind of-
1990s comic book
It
movie.
looks kind of
suit.
Power Ranger-y to me. Like
Yeah.
it's very bulbous.
Two machinery under the bottom.
Yeah, there's not enough. It's not
Aquaman.
sleek enough. It doesn't look hydrodynamic.
Not
you
New
know what I mean?
52, but the Rebirth. Is it Rebirth?
Yeah.
Yeah, the Rebirth one. That Black Manta suit. It looked like Black Panther underneath. It was just like a skin tight suit, and you had the helmet up top.
Yeah.
Fucking simple.
Yeah,
You just
I don't
went for
know
that.
why. I mean, he's got a jetpack on. It just
Yeah.
it looks very cumbersome. It doesn't look like something you could take underwater. It doesn't look like something that's very streamlined and hydrodynamic. I don't understand the design behind it, but it does have a cool silhouette. But something about it looks kind of clunky.
I don't know. Like maybe it's like Atlantis technology or something like that. He gets a hold of.
know.
I don't know. But anyways,
And
moving on.
speaking of early reviews and having bad connotation with their viewers, where are we going to go?
Oh, I was gonna say Thomas Hayden Church has been casted as Lobster Johnson in
Yeah,
the Hellboy
Hellboy
movie.
has
What that-
it is not having very
I was
good
like,
remarks on early
what is
reviews.
the transition here? But okay.
Yeah, my reviews is that Hellboy, or my transition.
missed
Your reviews?
My review is that it's not.
We'll sit back, ladies and
Does
gentlemen.
not have a. It's not looking so hot in the screenings.
Again, early screenings, but yes,
We haven't even seen a trailer, so I don't know.
we have seen a trailer. It's been leaked.
We've seen a trailer.
Yeah, we've seen it.
Yeah,
They're
so
leaked.
I don't know. I'm not worried about that. But as far as Thomas Hayden, I love it.
Yeah,
I like the
mean,
casting.
I dig it.
dude's a good actor.
Well, that
Why
plus
not?
I think that he'd play Lobster Johnson very well. I mean, yeah, I think it's supposed to be like
Kinda goofy
Hellboy's
character.
like #1 fan superhero and
Yeah.
all that stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, I dig it. That's cool. But the last one we want to tackle real quick on the
I don't know.
Cosmic treadmill.
Oh my God! Are you-
Sound it out.
J.J. Abrams said Episode 9 will be a course correction for the franchise, and a little bit with that quote, it sounded to me like he's got a lot of stuff planned after this, as far as like TV shows or something like that he's going to be involved with, course correction for the franchise. So maybe it's to relate. These shows are going to take place after the events of this movie. Yeah. So with that, a course correction for the franchise. What do you think of that by JJ?
First off, I don't like him coming out and saying this is a course correction because this is completely throwing the last director under the fucking bus.
Yeah, I was about to say.
I feel it's really shitty. What was his name?
Rian Johnson.
Rian Johnson, yeah. I'm like, dude, you threw this guy under the bus. To me, I thought he made a good movie. Whether or not you liked what happened in the movie doesn't take away from the fact that the movie itself was actually pretty good. Yeah, there are some things that are not good about it, but like as a whole, it's a pretty good movie.
Structure-wise, it's
Yeah,
fine. Yeah.
Well, the pacing with the crate or the canto bite shit. But anyway, other than that, I'm like, dude, wait. So you're admitting the fact that this movie did not go the way you planned it. This is not. You're basically admitting you did not have a plan from episode 7 to 9. You kind of winged it, went off the cuff, and so this one was allowed to do whatever he wants. Now you've got to kind of course correct and fix any problems with continuity or storytelling that you wanted to go. This is J.J. Abrams' own fault. He didn't even want to do the franchise, and he got sucked in to do 7, didn't want to do 8. Now he's got sucked back in to do 9. If he had a vision, he should have just stuck with it. That's how I feel. Now you're throwing Rian Johnson under the bus, and I think that's pretty fucked up. With that said, curious to see where this movie goes.
I mean, I'm the same way. I think it's whatever. I really don't give a shit.
He's not a Star Wars.
How
I'm
dare
not a
you.
huge Star Wars fan, but I mean, I like when you told me that, I did thought the same thing that you were saying. Like you're just kind of throwing the like. I'm not a huge Star Wars fan, so I feel like I don't really deserve to have an opinion or an input on this. But like the truth is I don't see a problem with Last Jedi. I thought it was a decent movie. Like I dug it. I don't understand why people hate on it so much, and I feel like that's what he was saying when he did that.
Yeah.
Like I'm fixing this.
Don't worry, guys.
Don't worry.
I don't know. Like
Pop Bear's home. I'm gonna fix this shit. Okay?
I don't know. I was a little opposite of it. I think with the article that he was saying it's course correction to fit what they're going to do after this. I don't think it had shade towards Rian Johnson, even though the quote does sound like it.
I don't think it was inadvertent. You know?
My weirdest thing is on the subject of J.J. Abrams coming back for Episode 9. I've never seen a trilogy of a big franchise have a guy direct the first of the 3 movies have another director in the middle, and then you got the last one. That's so weird.
It is odd. I don't know. I don't like the optics on this either. Like Disney themselves and Lucasfilm should not be going, this is good. We got JJ out there. He's kind of doing damage control. He's kind of making everyone feel a little bit better that we're going to be course correcting. All you're doing is admitting that you fucked up.
Yeah. Well, they re-signed Kathleen Kennedy.
Yeah.
And what was the dude from Clone Wars did?
Dave Filoni.
Why the fuck didn't they sign him?
Look, I don't know. Kathleen Kennedy may not be a good fit for what we've seen so far, but there's no denying this woman is a top talent producer in Hollywood. She's produced some of the best films of all fucking time. So it's not really her fault per se. Her relations with directors seem to be a little wishy-washy there, but I don't think that's the problem. But yeah, Dave Filoni probably needs a little more say.
Yeah. So, that's all we had for that. And that's all we had for the podcast. I mean,
wow, we really went on a high note, high enthusiasm. You guys love that portion.
I know, right?
Thumbs up. You're over here frowning.
I'm just.
You look so sad.
We're talking about something I really don't.
Here's
care
something I am excited about.
Dude, I can only fake it so much. Okay.
Yeah, just feigning interest.
Yeah.
I am excited for the next season of the Clone Wars animated series. That I am excited for.
Yep.
Dave Filoni is going to be a big part of that. And he's also directing, I believe, an episode of The Mandalorian in the live-action Mandalorian series. I think he's also director, so he's going to be kind of cutting his teeth on that. I think the future of Star Wars looks pretty bright right now.
Yeah. I actually covered that in some other podcast YouTube channel.
I don't know what you're talking about. You are a first-timer on here.
Like the list of directors, and Taika Waititi is actually directing that episode.
That's exciting.
Like, dude, I'm fucking excited about that series.
Trust me, the DC streaming service, I want only to watch Young Justice. The Disney streaming service, I want to watch a fuck ton of stuff on there.
Yeah, so I'm really excited about
Sorry for the cussing mom.
Does your mom watch this?
I don't know.
My mom's not.
Oh, fuck me.
Oh, okay.
All right, guys.
She's probably watching it. She's watching it from up there.
In my heart.
She's watching you.
It's gotten so morbid.
She's watching you, and she's like, "I'm so proud of you."
Can we end this?
You became a part of a podcast channel that has almost.
All right, guys. That is all we have for you this week.
Like we said too, man, we're almost at 800 subscribers, so make it happen, nerds. Make it fucking happen.
He's not insulting you when he calls you a nerd, by the way.
Yeah.
You're fucking nerds.
Beautiful nerds.
You virgin nerds.
All right, love it.
Don't know what a pussy feels like. You try to put it in there, but you can't get it in there.
Really?
Why? Because you have no clue. Your dick is all shrimpy and it's
popping
around all over the clip.
Right. Jesus. So make sure you hit that big old subscribe button, guys. And make sure you listen in Tuesday for your reviews for new comic books,
Me and the big guy who cleans up his fucking mouth for that shit.
Once again,
hey,
give this video a thumbs up, like always, guys. Take care of yourself. Take care of each other.
Thumbs
we
up,
out.
asshole.